Okay.
So we're here at the Hisham Mubarak Law Center, and you're a translator. And could you tell me your first name?
Sabri?
Sabri. So Sabri, we just had a referendum yesterday, and you voted. And how did you vote, and why?
Yeah, actually, yesterday I said yes to constitutional amendments, and I didn't say so because I want stability or something like this. Some people said yes because they want stability and to end all these things. But I said yes because I believe, a change is a multidimensional. So your strategy has to be multidimensional too. So I think to make changes in the future, especially in the near future, I thought that I have to say yes, because if I was thinking about the possible scenarios after the referendum, when people said no, we don't want this constitutional amendments, in this case, what will happen? I think that what will happen is a transitional state in Egypt will be very long for 1 year and a half or two. In this case, the military will rule Egypt. And I don't want this to happen. Okay? Because in this case, the military will rule without president, without parliament, okay? And it will collect all mandates in its own hand. And I don't want this.
You prefer civilian rule?
Yeah. Okay. And this is very important. And when you observe what happens recently, you will discover that the military is trying people in different ways. For example, thugs. The military tried them according to the military tribunals, okay, and without any ability to appeal these rulings, okay, and it is very harsh actually, 5 and 10 or 15 years, and at the same time, it brought all these corrupt people, the corrupt businessmen, it brought them to civilian tribunals. You know that?
So the protesters went to military tribunals, and the corrupt politicians went to civilian courts.
Yes. Okay. And you can discover that some civilian protesters were tried according to these military tribunals. Okay, and I think they are trying to intimidate people not to go out to the streets. Okay, so this is one of their behaviors they behaved recently. So I'm not talking about, I don't want to talk about the structure of the military itself that will try all the time to stop the revolution as it is. Okay, they gained what they wanted to gain, okay, and they got rid of the clique of Gamal Mubarak, the businessmen around him. So this is what I think what they wanted in the first place, and I think they will not try to continue or to allow people to continue this revolution. Okay, and you can imagine what happened recently. Also, they forbidden any kind of demonstration, okay, around the referendum itself. Okay, yeah, you cannot take to the street to say I don't want this referendum. Actually, so you can think.
Well, there were protests in the square the day before the referendum.
I don't think so. Okay, but actually, when you talk about the possible scenarios after the referendum, what will happen? I said yes because I know that the referendums or the amendments gave very important amendment, which is 189, okay, repeated. This article said that the next parliament has to select a committee, a 100-member committee, to change the constitution. So this is an order, and I think that if you remember the constitutional announcement before the amendment, the army said that we are going to suspend the constitution itself.
Right.
So I think that the constitution itself is no longer exists. Okay, the military suspended it in the first place, and the amendment said that, okay, the next parliament had to change the constitution. And to my knowledge, there is no constitution on the earth can change itself, or talking about the process how to change itself or how to reveal itself altogether. It also talks, all the constitution talk also about how to make amendments, to change some articles, not to abolish the constitution itself and do another constitution.
Right.
So
I think by saying that there's a provision to have a constituent assembly of 100 people, they envision that the rewrite of the Constitution, if there will be one, will be later. If there's another Constitution, a new one, that would be done by the Constituent Assembly that is provided for by these amendments.
Yes. So I think the Constitution, the 1971 Constitution, is no longer exists. I think so. But in this case, when we say yes, I think in just 5 months we will have parliamentary elections, and this is very important. After this, they will take their time, about 6 months, to make another constitution. Okay, this is very important. Okay, and at the same time, you can make presidential elections. Okay, so and I kept remembering what happened in 1950s all the time. Okay, in 1954. The history doesn't repeat itself, but in some cases it repeated itself in our case. And in March in 1944, there were pressures on the council, on the military council at this time, okay, to step aside. But when they stepped aside, they said, okay, we'll disband the Revolutionary Council, the Military Revolutionary Council. Okay.
This was under Nasser's time, is that right?
Yes. And Muhammad Naguib, I think, was still in power at this time. Okay. When they did so and said that we will make parliamentary elections and we will make political parties to live to exercise their political rights again. Okay, many people and many workers made a strike against this, and many people said, okay, we want the military to stay in power. We want the military to stay in power. Okay, we don't want the boss regime, okay, to step or to try to jump on the bandwagon and take the revolution. And actually they beaten it. Okay, they have beaten it already.
They did what? I'm sorry?
They have beaten it already. Okay? So, what happened after this? The military stayed in power for about 60 years. And they just brought dictators. Okay, Gamal Abdel Nasser was a dictator, and Anwar Sadat and Hosni Mubarak. Okay.
But you say the military was still behind them; that it was still, in effect, the military in control.
Yes, because all of them were military figures. You know that. So there was no any kind of democracy. Okay,
So I'm just so that my tape doesn't run so long that I can't upload it.
Yes.
So your main point in voting yes is that you want the military to not remain in power for a
Yes.
long period of time, and you think that the yes vote is the fastest way to have civilian control.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.